Greetings, fellow scribes! Welcome back to the Archive. This week, I continue my series on Mekton by talking about character creation. Character creation determines, your character. And it uses a system very similar to Cyberpunk 2020, with some tweaks here and there. And it has a very, very anime theme to the life path system, complete with every fun anime trope that they could squeeze onto a table. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we talk about building your anime hero. Many game companies have little quirks of system design that work their way in. Whether it be the traveler, you can actually get horribly maimed or even killed, depending on which edition, in character creation, or the White Wolf storyteller system with its fistfuls of D10s, no matter how they try to change it. And then you have R.Talsorian. Their little foible, their little quirk, is the life path tables. These don't actually have any real mechanical benefits. Well, except for the first one, which determines your starting cash. And this is, you were a slave all the way up to a high noble. So you start with either 200 yen in funds, or up to 1,000 yen in funds. Once you've determined what your family is, your family status, their origins, etc., you then roll your family situation. Now, the first four are something happened to your family. 5 through 9, both parents are alive and well. Hardly anyone ever rolls that one. 10 is, there is something special about your parents. Parental fate pretty much amounts to how your parents died. How are you left an orphan? If something special about your family happened, it pretty much amounts to why your family's not around, but they're still alive somewhere. You think. Maybe. If your family is still alive, you then roll what your family standing is. It's either good, in which case you jump straight to your siblings, or it's bad, in which case you roll for what your family crisis is. And these are everything from family lost all titles and lands through betrayal of a family member. Family was exiled from homeland. You have returned under an alias. Family vanished and you are the only remaining member. Family was destroyed by an accident. Those not crippled for life were killed. And from there, you determine your familial goals. Whether it's clearing your name, living it down and forgetting, etc., etc. And then you get into your siblings. You may have up to 7 brothers and sisters. You roll a d10 with 1 to 7 indicating that number of siblings, while 1 to 7 are the number of siblings you have. 8, 9, and 10 are you're an only child. And then, of course, you roll whether it's old, then you roll the odds male, even female for gender, and whether they're older or younger than you, or a twin. Hilarious thing, I once saw someone roll 7 family members, and they were quadruplets. with with 3 others. That was a crazy series of rolls. And of course, then you have whether they like or dislike you. Then you see who your friends are, then who your enemies, your romantic life. Whether you are currently involved, you are uninvolved, or you are recovering from a tragedy in your romantic past. And then you get to, depending on which one you are, like if you are currently involved, there's a fun set of options there. The fun options such as your lover's friends and relatives hate you. One of you has a romantic rival. One of you is insanely jealous. And the rarest of all, everything is going smoothly. If you are uninvolved, it's the whole range of anime types. You will hate anything that moves. You are waiting for the right one. You don't have time to waste on romance. Sex? Romance? What's that? And then the tragic love affair. Because every anime has to have the potential for that. Killed in military action. Killed in an accident. Mysteriously vanished. Defected to the other side. Were kidnapped or imprisoned, etc., etc. From there, you then go to the last step of the life path. Physical and personality traits. Now, of course, you get to roll your hair color, hairstyle, eye color. But, hair color, it has all the natural colors. Redhead, blonde, brown, black, green, purple. All the colors you find in nature. For eye color, again, it has all the natural eye colors. Blue, green, brown, violet, always changing. Those things. Examples of personality traits: shy and secretive, moody, rash, and headstrong, intellectual, detached, and sneaky and deceptive. And of course, you have your things you value, most valued possession, and person you value most in the world. Once you have done that, you now have an idea of your character. The dice have spoken, have told you how your parents died, the horrible fate of your last girlfriend, and how many siblings you have. And now you get to see what your mechanics are. Now, we're going to start with the basics here. The attributes are attractiveness, body type, cool, empathy, intelligence, luck, movement allowance, reflexes, and technical ability. And, well, body type is more about how physically tough you are. Movement allowance is how fast you move. Intelligence has a substat called education. And it's kind of a weird thing in that it's bought with character points, like your attributes are, but it functions like a skill. And it determines the number of skill points you receive starting out. And what you do is you have three methods that you can build your character. Random character. Roll 1d10 for each statistic, including education. Reroll all ones. Because the minimum stat is 2. The maximum is 10. And this is important. This means the average is 6. And you do want to, reroll all the ones. And on this version of character creation, you are literally going, what is my attractiveness? Roll a d10. What is my body type? Roll a d10. What is my cool? Roll a d10. Empathy? Roll a d10. Intelligence? Roll a d10. Education? Straight down the line. Then there's concept characters, where you roll 10d10, and that's the number of character points that you can spend. And you distribute these between your attributes. And then finally there's the cinematic characters, where the GM decides what level characters all your PCs are, and you get stats based on that. Are you average Joes? You've got 60 character points to spend. Are you primary characters? You've got 70 points to spend between your attributes. Are you low-level grunts? Yeah, 55 points. This is generally recommended for pre-built PCs or for building NPCs. From there, each character begins with a number of starting skill points equal to the sum of their intelligence and education plus 10. And skills are all linked with attributes. They basically give modifiers to your attributes. Attractiveness actually has skills associated with it. Personal grooming and wardrobe and style. Cool has skills like intimidation, interrogation, persuasion, and fast talk. And you have all of those fun things. Reflex skills tend to be your combat skills. Whether you're talking personal combat or mecha combat. While technical skills are generally your stuff to build everything. And you do have a option. Well, you also get your professions. And these professions are a variety of things. They are actor and actress, mecha designer, mecha jock, pilot, thief, etc., etc. And they basically give you a set of skills. They each give you the same number of skills, a total of 7 skills. And then you have an option you can take. The rookie templates. They're sort of abstract. Each template provides 7 skills. In the skill list, apply all 7 points to your character when you choose that template. And it's basically a case of you start off somewhere between 16 and 20. You don't receive any further background on your life path, but you'll get a few more skills, a few pieces of equipment, and starting cash. And these are sort of the various archetypes. These are literally the anime archetypes. Anime hero, boyfriend, girlfriend, anime babe. Yeah. And oh yeah, celebrity are all included among these. And at that point, you have built your character. From there, you deal with all the stuff of buying your equipment with your starting yen, and of course, your GM will tell you what mecha you have, or how many points you have for designing your mecha. And next week, we're gonna talk about designing your mecha. So until then, I'd like you all to remember to have fun and keep gaming.